Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I am Naresh Mago and with me is Reshma Tiwari with the Midday News. The headlines. Government slashes basic duty on crude palm oil, soybean oil and sunflower oil from 2.5% to nil. Agri cess also been brought down to make cooking oil cheaper. BJP criticizes Congress and opposition parties for not reducing VAT on fuel in their states. National Executive Meeting of BJP to be held in New Delhi tomorrow. India to host Delhi Regional Security Dialogue on Afghanistan on 10th of this month. In Uttar Pradesh, Gorakhpur reports 0 coronavirus cases. More than 107 crore 95 lakh COVID vaccine doses administered under the nationwide vaccination drive so far. 10 patients died in a major fire in Ahmednagar District Hospital in Maharashtra. Festival of Bhai Dooj is being celebrated across the country with traditional fervour. Vice President and Prime Minister extend greetings on the occasion. In High-Low Open Badminton, Kidambi Shrikant and Lakshya Sen to play in men's singles semi-finals today in Saarbrücken, Germany. And in T20 Cricket World Cup, Australia to take on West Indies in Abu Dhabi and England to play South Africa in Sharjah today. As India created history by administering 100 crore doses of vaccine against COVID-19, All India Radio salutes all the doctors, nurses, other frontline workers, and all those who got vaccinated and made this possible. Even though the country has achieved this feat, we caution our listeners that the battle against COVID is not yet over. We appeal to our listeners to get fully vaccinated at the earliest and also help others get vaccinated. During the festival season, please follow these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, and focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011-2397-8046 and 1075. And now the news in detail. The government has slashed the basic duty on crude palm oil, crude soybean oil and crude sunflower oil from 2.5% to nil in a bid to rein in the continuous rise in the cooking oil prices for the past 1 year. The agri cess on these oils has been brought down from 20% to 7.5% for crude palm oil and 5% for crude soybean oil and crude sunflower oil. Here is more from our correspondent.
After the government's decision, the total duty is reduced to 7.5% for crude palm oil and 5% for crude soybean and crude sunflower oil. The basic duty on RBD palmolene oil, refined soybean and refined sunflower oil has been slashed to 17.5% from the current 32.5%. Before reduction, the agricultural infrastructure cess on all forms of crude edible oil was 20%. Post-reduction, the effective duty on crude palm oil will be 8.25% and for crude soybean and crude sunflower oil, it will be 5.5% each. The government has rationalized import duties on palm oil, sunflower oil and soybean oil with a view to control prices of edible oil. It has also suspended futures trading in mustard oil on National Commodity and Derivatives Exchange Limited and imposed stock limits. Anand Kumar, AIR News, Delhi.
Talking to AIR, General Secretary of Confederation of All India Traders, Praveen Khandelwal said,
The Confederation of All India Traders greatly appreciate the stand taken by the central government for reducing import duty on oils. So therefore, now the price of the oil will certainly come down from 7 rupees to 20 rupees. And all these prices will have to come down on palm oil, groundnut oil, soybean oil and sunflower oil, etc. The important thing is that this reduction of import duty should be passed on to the consumers by the manufacturers. It has been noticed in the past that these big manufacturers keep this decline of import duty with them and do not pass the benefit to the consumers.
The centre has said that a total of 22 states and union territories has so far undertaken commensurate reduction of VAT on petrol and diesel to give relief to consumers following its decision to significantly reduce central excise duty on petrol and diesel. The central government has reduced the excise duty on petrol by 5 rupees and by 10 rupees on diesel per litre. The Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas, in a statement, said that the most reduction in the petrol price has been in the Union Territory of Ladakh, where it was cut by 13.43 rupees, followed by Karnataka by 13.35 rupees. In Puducherry, it came down by 12.85 rupees a litre. In the case of diesel, the most reduction has been undertaken by the Union Territory of Ladakh, leading to the price coming down by 19.61 rupees per litre, followed by Karnataka and Puducherry. The ministry said, however, there are 14 states and UTs which have not undertaken any reduction in VAT in petrol and diesel. These are Maharashtra, Delhi, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Kerala, Meghalaya, Andaman and Nicobar, Jharkhand, Odisha, Chhattisgarh, Punjab and Rajasthan. The BJP has hit out at Congress and other opposition party-led states for not reducing VAT on petrol and diesel in their states. Briefing the media yesterday, party spokesperson Gaurav Bhatia said the BJP-ruled states cut VAT on petrol and diesel after the Narendra Modi government drastically cut the excise duty on petrol and diesel. He asked why the opposition-ruled states are not reducing VAT to provide relief to people in their states. Mr. Bhatia said the BJP government is sensitive to the problems of the common man and is taking steps to provide relief to them.
अगर भाजपा शासित राज्यों में चाहे उत्तर प्रदेश हो, चाहे वो असम का उदाहरण दिया हो, कर्नाटका है, तमाम ऐसे और राज्य हैं भाजपा के जहां पे वैट में कटौती आई है, तो ऐसा क्यों है कि निर्दयी कांग्रेस की जो सरकारें हैं, जो निठल्ली निकम्मी सरकारें हैं, वो लोग ऐसा ही एक आम जनता से जुड़ा हुआ कदम, ये ठोस फैसला क्यों नहीं कर पा रही? हर पल राजनीति करने वाले ये विपक्ष के नेता जो बार बार कहते थे महंगाई हो गई है, आम जनता के बारे में सोचो, आज जो पहल आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने की है, जो भाजपा शासित राज्यों में मुख्यमंत्रियों ने की है, वो ये लोग क्यों नहीं कर पा रहे?
The Delhi Regional Security Dialogue on Afghanistan will be hosted by India on the 10th of November. The NSA-level meeting will be chaired by National Security Advisor Ajit Doval. According to sources, there has been an overwhelming response to India's invitation. The Central Asian countries, as well as Russia and Iran, have confirmed their participation. This is the first time all Central Asian countries, not just Afghanistan's immediate land neighbors, are participating in this format. The enthusiastic response is a recognition of the importance attached to India's role to promote peace and security in Afghanistan. Two earlier meetings in this format have been held in Iran and in September 2018 and December 2019. The third meeting in India could not be held earlier due to the pandemic. The National Executive Meeting of the BJP will be held in New Delhi tomorrow. The meeting will commence with the inaugural address of the BJP President Jagat Prakash Nadda and conclude with the valedictory address of the Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Briefing media in New Delhi, BJP National General Secretary Arun Singh said that all senior party leaders who are members of the National Working Committee are going to participate in the meeting. He added that the National Executive will discuss the forthcoming assembly elections in 5 states and other current issues.
सभी राष्ट्रीय कार्य समिति को सदस्यों को यहाँ नहीं बुलाया गया है. इसे संबंधित राज्य के मुख्यमंत्री, प्रदेश अध्यक्ष एवं वहाँ से राष्ट्रीय कार्य समिति के सदस्य प्रदेश कार्यालय में बैठ करके वर्चुअली 2-वे कम्युनिकेशन के माध्यम से चर्चा में भाग लेंगे. इस बैठक में प्रस्ताव योग पे चर्चा होगी और उसी के साथ साथ आगामी विधानसभा के 5 राज्यों के जो चुनाव होने वाले उस पर विशेष चर्चा होगी और उस पर मंथन होगा. आगामी कार्यक्रम भी इस कार्य समिति में उस पर चर्चा होगी और कार्य समिति के बाहर प्रदर्शनी भी लगाई गई है. उसमें आत्मनिर्भर भारत के बारे में जो प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में देश आगे बढ़ रहा है, वह जो गरीब कल्याण की योजनाएं हैं, हर वर्ग को प्रधानमंत्री जी ने ध्यान रखा है इस कोविड-19 के संकट के दौरान, उसके बारे में भी वहां पे प्रदर्शनी लगाई जा रही है.
This will be the first physical national executive meeting of the BJP after the COVID-19 pandemic. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will today met former Nagaland Chief Minister S.C. Jamir in New Delhi. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said they exchanged views on several issues. He recalled his memories of working with Mr. Jamir when he briefly served as the governor of Gujarat in 2009.
Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has declared that Gorakhpur has become COVID-free. In a tweet, Adityanath congratulated the efforts of health officials, district administration, public representatives and people. Here is more from our Gorakhpur correspondent.
No fresh COVID-19 case was reported from 73 out of 75 districts in the state in the last 24 hours. The present tally of active cases in the state stands at 83 and 71 out of them are in home isolation. Overall, 41 districts in the state are COVID-free. The recovery rate in the state stands at 98.7%. The vaccination drive is also going on at a fast pace. The state has administered over 13 crore and 28 lakh vaccines till date. This is the largest vaccination done by any state in the country. Aditya Shukla, AIR News, Gorakhpur.
More than 107 crore 95 lakh COVID vaccine doses have been administered in the country so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. The Health Ministry said more than 20 lakh 75,000 doses were administered in the last 24 hours. The ministry said that a total of 10,929 new cases were reported in the last 24 hours. The recovery rate is currently at 98.23%, the highest since March 2020. A total of 12,509 people have recovered in the last 24 hours. The Union Government has said that nearly 116 crore 54 lakh COVID vaccine doses have been provided to states and Union territories so far. The Health Ministry today said that more than 15 crore 69 lakh unutilized vaccine doses are still available with the states and Union territories.
Union Minister of State for Information and Broadcasting and Fisheries, Dr. L. Murugan, has said that seaweed production scheme would enable women empowerment in a great way. Speaking to the media in Chennai during his door-to-door campaign on vaccination today, the minister said that the campaign was at the behest of Prime Minister Narendra Modi to make sure that all those above 18 years of age are vaccinated. He informed that at least 60 lakh people have to receive the second vaccination in the state. He raised the question on the state government's unwillingness to reduce the VAT on petrol and diesel.
With the UN Climate Summit of the Conference of Parties COP26 in Glasgow underway, All India Radio brings you a ready reckoner every day. Under the COP26 Explainer series, we bring you daily the terms, the jargon and the concepts in use during the conference. The conference concludes on 12th November. Today we shall talk about adaptation. Adaptation is the process of adjustment to climate change and its effects. The purpose is to reduce the harms and utilize the potential opportunities. Adaptation seeks to lower the risks posed by the consequences of climatic changes. Examples of adaptation include using scarce water resources more efficiently, adapting buildings to future climate conditions and extreme weather events, and developing drought-tolerant crops. The adaptation programs result in creation of green jobs, reduce risk for the poor and vulnerable, and protect our environment for the future generations.
You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Government slashes basic duty on crude palm oil, soybean oil and sunflower oil from 2.5% to nil. Agri cess also been brought down to make cooking oil cheaper. BJP criticizes Congress and opposition parties for not reducing VAT on fuel in their states. National Executive Meeting of BJP to be held in New Delhi tomorrow. India to host Delhi Regional Security Dialogue on Afghanistan on 10th of this month. In Uttar Pradesh, Gorakhpur reports 0 coronavirus cases. More than 107 crore 95 lakh COVID vaccine doses administered under the nationwide vaccination drive so far. 10 patients died in a major fire in Ahmednagar District Hospital in Maharashtra. Festival of Bhai Dooj is being celebrated across the country with traditional fervour. Vice President and Prime Minister extend greetings on the occasion. In High-Low Open Badminton, Kidambi Srikanth and Lakshya Sen to play in men's singles semi-finals today in Saarbrücken, Germany. And in T20 Cricket World Cup, Australia to take on West Indies in Abu Dhabi and England to play South Africa in Sharjah today. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu is reaching Patna this evening on a two-day tour to Bihar. During the tour, Mr. Naidu will visit two districts of East Champaran and Nalanda. Tomorrow, the Vice President will address the second convocation of Dr. Rajendra Prasad Central Agriculture University on the premises of Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay Horticulture and Forestry College at Pibara Koti in Motihari in East Champaran district of the state. Altogether, 400 students of agriculture and its allied subjects will be awarded degrees at the events. Later in the day, the Vice President will inaugurate the 6th International Dharma Dhamma Conference on the campus of Nalanda University in Nalanda district. Around 200 delegates and experts from across the world will attend the conference. In Maharashtra, at least 10 patients are feared dead in a major fire in Ahmednagar Civil Hospital today. The fire broke out in the morning and it was brought under control immediately by the Fire Brigade and Disaster Management Unit of the district and Municipal Corporation of Ahmednagar. More from our correspondent.
The fire broke out in the civil hospital of Ahmednagar city at 10:30 in the morning, where 17 COVID patients were admitted in the ICU unit. According to the district collector Rajendra Bhosle, 10 patients died in the mishap and condition of one patient is serious. Cause of the fire could not be ascertained, but according to the fire brigade sources, short circuit might be the cause of the fire. Rajendra Bhosle has said that compensation will be given to the kin of the deceased and to the injured according to the government rules. Shailesh Patil, AR News, Mumbai.
Former Maharashtra Home Minister Anil Deshmukh will be produced in PMLA court today. The court had sent him to ED custody till November the 6th after he was arrested by ED on Monday. His custody ends today. The ED case is based on an FIR registered by CBI. It was registered after former Mumbai Police Commissioner Parambir Singh had made allegations of extortion against Anil Deshmukh. In Uttarakhand, the portals of Kedarnath and Yamunotri Shrine have been closed for winter this morning. Amid devotional tunes of the army bands on the occasion of Bhaiya Dooj, a large number of pilgrims, Teerth Purohits and the officials of the Devasthanam Board and district administration witnessed the closure of the doors. More from our correspondent.
The portals of the Kedarnath and Yamunotri Shrine were closed with traditional rituals. State Governor Gurmeet Singh, Legislative Assembly Speaker Premchand Agrawal and former MP Manohar Kant Jani were present on this occasion at Kedarnath Dham. The entire Kedarnath Dham is covered with snow today. The Gangotri Shrine has been closed yesterday for the winters. However, the door of Lord Badri Vishal will be closed for winter on 20th November. According to Char Dham Devasthanam Board, despite the corona pandemic, the Char Dham Yatra is being completed successfully. More than 4.5 lakh pilgrims have reached the Char Dham. Out of this, more than 2,40,000 pilgrims have reached Kedarnath Dham. Raghavesh Pandey, AIR News, Dehradun.
Today is Bhai Dooj. This is a festival celebrated by Hindus on the second lunar day of Shukla Paksh. It is celebrated during the Diwali and Holi festivals. In the southern parts of the country, the day is celebrated as Yama Dvitiya. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu has extended his greetings on Bhai Dooj. Mr. Naidu appealed to people to resolve to empower women by upholding their dignity, ensuring their safety, and providing them with equal opportunities in all fields. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has greeted everyone on the auspicious occasion of Bhai Dooj. In a tweet, PM Modi tweeted his best wishes to everyone on the auspicious occasion. The Delhi government has decided to declare 10th November as public holiday on account of Chhath Pooja. Delhi Disaster Management Authority DDMA said in an order that this decision was taken as Chhath Pooja is an important festival for the people of Delhi. The Delhi government had earlier allowed Chhath Pooja celebrations at designated sites in the national capital except Yamuna river bank and outside containment zones with requisite permission from district magistrates. The DDMA said strict adherence of COVID-appropriate behavior shall be followed. Designated sites will be identified, developed and managed by Revenue Department and district magistrates in coordination with concerned departments and agencies.
As our nation celebrates the 75th year of independence, a series of events are being organized by the government as a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Now let's listen to our special program, Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav.
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of this struggle every day.
In today's episode, we remember freedom fighter Mangala Das Pakbasa, who left us on the 6th of November 1968. A social worker and politician in post-independence era, he was a confidant of Mahatma Gandhi and one among the first 5 Indian governors. He served as the governor of Madhya Pradesh, Bombay and Mysore, and was the first president of the Bharat Scouts and Guides from 1953 to 1960.
Mangala Das Pakbasa was born in Mumbai on 7th May 1882. He graduated from the Bombay University in 1903 and completed his law studies, winning Arnold Scholarship in Hindu law. He became associated with the freedom struggle movement and left his robust practice as a successful solicitor during the civil disobedience movement to take part in Dandi March, for which he was imprisoned.
Mangala Das was a leading member of the All India Village Industries Association and also served as its honorary legal advisor. After Indian independence, he was active in his social and political career and became a member of the Bombay Legislative Council.
Mangala Das passed away on November the 6th, 1968, but he remained committed to reaching out to citizens of India till the very last. We salute the nationalistic zeal of this great Gandhian.
On the 6th of November in 1913, Mahatma Gandhi was arrested for leading a march of more than 2,000 people in a peaceful protest of satyagraha against the unfair tax on Indian immigrants in South Africa.
As I said, leading Indians in South Africa in protest against injustice was part of Gandhiji's learning curve. Through his experiments in South Africa, Gandhiji understood the diversity of the Indian community and the importance of creating spaces that were open to all people, irrespective of religion, caste or creed. These experiences provided him a template for the long struggle that lay ahead in India.
During this time, Gandhi was not arrested just once, but thrice, back to back. He was first arrested on November 6th, then released the next day on bail paid by Herman Kallenbach, a good friend of Gandhi. Gandhi was arrested again on the 8th and released the same day. Finally, he was arrested on the 9th and sentenced at first for 9 months of imprisonment, but later extended to 12 months.
However, he was unexpectedly released on the 18th of December 1913. In 1914, the Indian Relief Bill abolished the £3 tax imposed on Indians who had not renewed their indentures and also recognized the validity of Indian customary marriages. Thus, the peaceful struggle gained its objectives.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
आजादी के आंदोलन के खजाने में ऐसे ढेरों शब्द जिन्होंने बदल दिए इतिहास, तारीख बदलने वाले लफ्जों पर आकाशवाणी समाचार ला रहा है विशेष कार्यक्रम धरोहर हर सोमवार।
The International Film Festival of India has announced the selection of films for the Indian Panorama section to be screened during its 52nd edition in Goa. The jury's choice for the opening feature film of the Indian Panorama 2021 is the film Same Chord Dimasa, directed by Amy Barua. Ved, the Visionary, directed by Rajiv Prakash, will be the opening Indian non-feature film. A total of 24 feature films have been selected to be screened during IFFI. Selected from a wide pool of 221 contemporary Indian films, they reflect the vibrance and diversity of the Indian film industry. The feature film jury, comprising 12 members, was headed by acclaimed filmmaker and actor S.V. Rajendra Singh Babu. A total of 20 non-feature films have been selected to be screened during IFFI. The non-feature jury of 7 members was headed by acclaimed documentary filmmaker S. Nallamuthu. The festival is being organized by the Directorate of Film Festivals of India, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, in collaboration with the Goa government from 20th to 28th November. In Ladakh, All India Radio Kargil launched Swachh Bharat Abhiyan in its premises at Baru as well as its associate stations as part of the nationwide Swachh Bharat Abhiyan under Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. The Abhiyan started at 11 in the morning despite light snowfall and chilling temperature. All the staff of the station participated in the Abhiyan led by Head of Office AIR Kargil Chandrika Prasad. While talking to media, Chandrika Prasad said, "It is the duty of each and every person of the country to follow cleanliness as a habit, as a clean surrounding motivates people to work with a fresh mind, resulting in a better output."
In badminton, young Indian shuttler Lakshya Sen moved to the semi-finals of the Hilo Open Super 500 Badminton Championship at Saarbrücken in Germany. In a thrilling 3-game contest, he defeated 3-time junior world champion Thailand's Kunlavut with its son 21-18, 12-21, 21-19. World number 21, Lakshya will now face Singapore's Loh Keen Yew in the semi-finals. Another Indian shuttler, Kidambi Srikanth, has also reached semi-finals, beating Hong Kong's Ngka Long Angus 21-11, 12-21, 21-19. In the T20 Cricket World Cup today, Australia will take on West Indies at 3:30 p.m. in Abu Dhabi, while England will play against South Africa at 7:30 p.m. in Sharjah.
Now let us take a look at the weather update for today. The national capital Delhi will witness strong surface winds. Minimum temperature was 15 degrees Celsius, while the maximum is expected to be 28 degrees. Mumbai will have a partly cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. It recorded a minimum temperature of 25 degrees Celsius, while the maximum is expected to be 33 degrees. Chennai is expected to have a generally cloudy sky with light rain. The minimum was 24 degrees, while the maximum is expected to be nearly 29 degrees. Kolkata will have a mainly clear sky. The city noted a minimum temperature of 19 degrees Celsius, while the maximum is expected to be 30 degrees. Srinagar will have a partly cloudy sky. The minimum was 5 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be 15. Jammu will have a mainly clear sky. The minimum temperature was 12 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be around 27 degrees. Leh will have a partly cloudy sky. The temperature will vary between -5 and 8 degrees. Gilgit will have a partly cloudy sky. Temperature will vary between 5 and 20 degrees Celsius. And Muzaffarabad will have a mainly clear sky with the minimum at 7 and maximum at 21 degrees. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Government slashes basic duty on crude palm oil, soybean oil and sunflower oil. Agri cess also been brought down to make cooking oil cheaper. BJP criticizes Congress and opposition parties for not reducing VAT on fuel in their states. National Executive Meeting of BJP will be held in New Delhi tomorrow. India to host Delhi Regional Security Dialogue on Afghanistan on 10th of this month. In Uttar Pradesh, Gorakhpur reports 0 coronavirus cases. More than 107 crore 95 lakh COVID vaccine doses administered under the nationwide vaccination drive so far. 10 patients died in a major fire in Ahmednagar District Hospital in Maharashtra. Festival of Bhai Dooj is being celebrated across the country with traditional fervour. Vice President and Prime Minister extend greetings on the occasion. In Hilo Open Badminton, Kidambi Srikanth and Lakshya Sen to play in men's singles semi-final today in Saarbrücken, Germany. And in T20 Cricket World Cup, Australia take on West Indies in Abu Dhabi and England play South Africa in Sharjah today. And with that, we end the midday news.